because in the lyrics call, I remember him saying something along the lines of like, "I'm not giving excuses, I'm giving an explanation." Well, that's a excuse. But wasn't Bowblax like? Didn't Nick make Bowblax cry, or is the "Let Me Speak" from a different drama? We do this.
Is that what's going on? They're seeing what happened, and why did we bury him years ago? Is that what's being said? I don't know.
That's one line of kind of criticism.
I don't even feel like it's been that critical.
Oh, hello. I heard a click and your voice. I think you're there.
Can you hear me?
Perfectly.
Nice. Dude, where are you digging up these old YouTube comments, man?
Nicholas is feeding them to me because Nicholas feels bothered by the fact that, he was, I guess, lied to about his dealings with Bowblax.
Nick the Oreo, that little rat, he's always in the trenches.
Well, I think Bowblax is getting tipstered right now, and I think obviously he's rubbing his hands together at the content, probably.
Getting tipstered in the sense that like what, he's turning gay, or what do we mean?
Well, I don't know if it's going to come to that necessarily. I could be wrong about that, but in any case, the basic point being that it's kind of a realization that Bowblax has gone mental at the very least, if not been a problem for a little while without admitting it. And so now he's being cut off. The apron strings are being cut off. He's having to fend for himself, and he's, drowning. Possibly there's going to be more criticism of Bowblax from Nick to come, but who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I just think it was a bad idea for him to record the lyrics thing. Like, I just found out this drama was happening last night on Lyrics' stream, and it is fucking shocking to me that he would record a call where Lyrics is acting that chill, and then upload it, and then tell people to fucking review it. Like, it just is so, it's like clear, like he wanted to get him in like a gotcha, if that makes sense.
Yeah, Nick says it speaks to his kind of mental state. That's his kind of idea of it. And it just seems like you have to be completely like delusional to see that call as anything other than Lyrics trying to do the right thing and give him some advice. And Lyrics has briefly spoken about it publicly and said, I spoke to him and I gave him some advice, which is a fair characterization of the call,
Yeah. I always love the fucking inner commentary drama, dude. It's always so funny, dude. It's always some crazy shit that, like, I'm always like, wait, what's happening? And it's always like, yeah, this guy from 4 years ago did this thing, and now it's come back up. And I'm like, oh shit, give me the deets.
Well, I guess the question I would ask you then, just quickly to go back to the 4-year thing. Do you know the details of this this DMCA issue that Bowblax had?
So the details from what I remember, and this was like a pretty big thing, because I remember like getting calls about it from other like commentary people, like filling me in. It was essentially Bowblax struck somebody that made him look bad, similar to the Pokimane thing. Like if you remember, like Bowblax kind of got big because Pokimane struck him when he did like a re-upload, like archiving her work. And if I remember correctly, Bowblax struck this person, so then it made everybody in the community kind of look hypocritical, and Nick was kind of the first person like on top of it, being like, bro, you need to fix that. And yeah, I mean, Bowblax got a lot of shit from it from what I remember, but he was just kind of like forgiven, I guess.
Okay.
Because he did release it.
Well, I think the issue also came down to, I think there was a perception that he was not representing it correctly, claiming that it was a lapse of judgment, saying it was an accident. Whereas I think what Bowblax was trying to say is that he had a lapse of judgment in striking anything, but it was an accident to strike a transformative video, and that got included and wrapped up in his rage.
Well, was it transformative or was it an archive? I mean, either way, he shouldn't have done it.
Well, I think there were some that were literal just archives, but there was one that I think was considered pretty inarguably broadly to be transformative, and he even struck that. So,
and I am now a big enough YouTuber where I get like the automated claims thing, and it tells you like you could go in there and strike all these videos that react to your shit. Bro, it cannot be an accident. There's no way to accidentally do that. It's impossible.
I don't know if it was like that back then, but it even tells you what percentage of the video.
There's no way it's that different.
Yeah, because you can see, and it says like 20%, 40%, 100%, and I get false hits on it and on stuff that's not mine. But yeah, I don't know. It's like, yeah, you're right. I mean,
I have people re-upload my shit all the fucking time, and like I still haven't, like, to claim it, I still have to fucking like click on the video and hit claim and like take down, you know.
Yeah, and also Connor is pointing out here, he said in one tweet he was messing around with the copyright tab while high, which is what a lot of people have a problem with. So I think there's also a changing story as well that people take issue with, which is often indicative of someone being dishonest, right?
Well, of course it's the copyright tab, but you being high, I don't see how that. I don't
I mean,
really know.
it's not the
I don't
same,
know how it
right?
matters,
But
you know?
it's like if you were driving a car and you accidentally bashed someone's car and you were like, sorry, I was high. Like, that would still be seen as
Sorry,
a
I'm
negative.
drunk. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. You've still done
You
something
shouldn't be
wrong.
doing that.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, also I just think it's
You
the
know,
problem.
the one thing I don't understand, Chud, is why is all this popped up again?
Okay, so actually the little rat
The origin.
Creeman, the little rat Creeman shared a clip which I think actually was the tinder to
Dude, I
light
didn't
this
hold
whole.
on real quick on Queenman. I didn't know he was like so big, dude. He was streaming like 400 people yesterday.
Oh yeah, yeah, Creeman does quite well.
Yeah. All right, go on.
Anyway, he shared a clip, and it was like the back end of one of Nicholas's streams. Nothing really that public, but if you know what I mean, like, it wasn't massively getting talked about. But Creeman shared this clip, and Nicholas was criticizing Bowblax off the back of him putting out a tweet about King of Nothing, basically defending King of Nothing getting more likes on a video than Nicholas's kind of views. It was very petty, right? And then Nicholas responded and basically just said, yeah, man, well, let's cut to the chase here. You know, if any of us turn on you, you're going to be talking loads of shit about us. And was a bit guarded, I think, but was kind of criticizing him back, if that makes sense. This then ended up with them coming on my stream and talking about it. Since then, like, lyrics.
The commentary community talks shit about each other. Like, there's no doubt about that, right?
I mean, yeah, like there's disagreements, you hash stuff out, and I don't know, it's like things move forward, right? But in any case, I think it was a product of them people looking at other things, and Bowblax was tweeting about it on his private account with 4,000 followers. People were pointing that out, and it just turned into this loop where Bowblax kind of couldn't look away from people bringing up old stuff, talking shit about him, and it kind of came to a head with the lyric stuff. Yeah, I mean, you know, I think I'm fairly neutral, but I feel that's a fairly, you know, reasonable characterization of what happened. And what your thoughts broadly on that?
It's sort of like people, like, from what I understand from Lyric Stream, is like it's sort of like a pattern of behavior thing of like him not accepting criticism well or whatever, right?
Yeah, I think the kind of process seems to be that, you know, he has an impulse control issue linked to his autism, right? And so he does something that is like bad and people don't like, and he's criticized for it. But then when he's kind of challenged on it, people might describe it in a certain way, like say, oh, I think you're being manipulative. And he has a real problem with that word manipulative. So he goes off and says, I'm not manipulative. And then he kind of like struggles to just say, I was wrong on that and I take the L. And he wants to argue the toss about the details, which comes across to people like he's kind of like, you know, giving excuses to himself.
Yeah, people do not like to hear the fucking excuses. Because in the lyrics call, I remember him saying something along the lines of like, I'm not giving excuses, I'm giving an explanation. Well, that's a fucking excuse. Right? People don't want to hear the fucking explanation for why you did something shady. Like, just say sorry, whatever.
Yeah, you know, the thing is as well is like, I know what you mean about the say sorry thing. I just think sometimes it's just a case of just taking the L and going, yeah, I fucked up. That's all I can say. I've moved on.
Yeah, you got to eat your shit.
So I guess the other thing as well, which maybe, you know, what brought you on here. What is this about? Apparently, you said Bowblax seems like a snake about 2 years ago in a comment. What's that about?
It has to be older than 2 years ago, bro. Surely. Right? Here, let me link you to this. I think it was the first time Bowblax ever showed up on I got sent this on Twitter yesterday and I laughed my ass off because I forgot I said this. Bowblax's first time ever showing up was over this drama with Fainton. Do you know who that is?
I don't, I'm afraid.
He was like a commentary channel or whatever, and he showed up in a TommyC interview, and I must have not liked Bowblax in that interview. And I left that a comment saying like, I don't know, this Blacks guy's pretty shady or pretty snaky or whatever. And now people are finding that since he's in this drama and like using it as a Willy called it thing.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I guess you kind of did
But
it away.
It is not really anything.
Okay, sure. Do you have any thoughts on what I think is pretty unequivocally kind of sweeping behavior? Like when Bowblax had that meltdown, Augie ended up privating the stream. I think there's claims of other dramas where Bowblax has done something that's bad, and like it's claimed Nick has kind of swept for them or something. Like, any thoughts on that kind of
We've
claim?
been seeing somebody's making like purposely bad arguments to protect somebody.
Yeah,
Is
it's
that what
kind
that
of,
means?
well, it's just, well, it means a multitude of things really. Fundamentally, it means that you've got an issue and you're taking action to obfuscate that from
Okay,
public
that's
view,
wonderful.
so
But
that
how
it
do
can't
I
be
make
commented on
money
further to
off
protect the
people?
reputation
Now
of the
you don't
person involved.
understand autists. Explaining
Oh well,
this
I mean,
is
Augie
simple,
definitely
and I
sweeped
emphasize
then
with
or
both
whatever for
here.
Bowblax because he was
He
his
is wrong
friend
for
and he
his
thought
actions, but not
Bowblax was looking. I mean, I
reactions.
just saw that clip for like the first time on your stream. So yeah, I mean, he absolutely swept there. I don't know.
Yeah, but people are saying that like part of the problem, and this is a broader criticism of commentary, is that you get these people who do bad things, and there's this apologia that's given to them, which lends credibility to them. But if people were more honest and upfront, they'd be called out years ago, and it wouldn't be as much of an issue now.
I mean, but wasn't Bowblax like? Didn't Nick make Bowblax cry, or is the Let Me Speak from a different drama?
It's the same thing. It's the same stream. The Let Me Speak thing then led on to Bowblax crying, which led to Nick getting backlash for going so hard at him, even though I personally think Nicholas was correct to be annoyed.
Yeah. So where was the going too easy part come from? If literally the most viral memed thing about Bowblax that gets played on like H3 podcast is from that stream.
I'm sorry, going too easy. No, sorry. So obviously at the time, Nicholas was going hard at him there, but then other times there's claims that Nicholas has gone too easy on him. Like that was the one example where Nicholas went really hard and firmly at him. But, you know, other points, I mean, I can't think of the top of my head of a specific example, but this kind of narrative that, you know, it's this kind of cover that's given to him or an explanation for his action. Oh, he's having a meltdown and so on. I mean, the other day this happened before this all blew up is, you know, it's like Nicholas intentionally took a back seat and didn't go super hard at Bowblax because he's concerned about his mental health.
Oh, I mean, it probably has to do with something with like I like Bowblax, right? But I mean, obviously, I don't know all the extent to the drama or whatever. So it probably has to do with like just if you're homies with the person, you're gonna be easier with them. Is that? I mean, I don't even feel like that's an insane take. Everybody does that,
Oh, yeah, sure. I mean,
right?
I think the thing is you've got to understand that dynamic exists. But then as an outsider, it's reasonable that you would take an issue with it. But you know, people will sit there and they'll make judgments on it. Okay, TommyC says he's going to come in and help me with this. Is that okay? You okay
Yeah,
with TommyC, right?
Tommy, translate, dude. Fucking British guy is terrible, man. Doesn't understand how. Yeah.
Okay, I'm bringing him in now. Okay.
Okay, go on.
Okay. Apparently, Willie Mac can't understand where I'm coming from. Hey, we've got some cameras. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
I got a camera.
I don't think Willie is as deep in the lore ever. I mean, Willie's like Willie's reputation. He always kind of looks on the bright side of things. And
No, Tommy, you're sweeping. Don't do that, dude.
No, I'm not. And the other thing is that's kind of what I want to address, the whole sweeping thing. Look, I was the first guy to have an incident with Bowblax, right? I was the first guy that said he was a snake long before. And there was no term sweeping back then. I'm not here to spike the football. I'm just going to lay just.
No.
That's not that Nick never did that. Not a day. It's just that he cared about him. And I think we care about people. Sometimes we get tunnel vision, and sometimes we, kind of look the other way. And I'm the one that said that that he couldn't be trusted. And what ended up happening is very similar to what happened with Tipster as well with me. TommyC is over the top. It's give him another chance type of thing. So I get put in a situation where, I could continue to be mad at this autistic kid, or I could continue to be mad at this fat guy who fucked me over. I mean, Tipster a lot worse than Bowblax ever did. or you know what, I could just get over it and try to be a team player. You know, because we had big fish to fry. We had Susie Lou to fry. We had much bigger.
Sure.
I think here's the thing I want to. I'll get this out and let's talk.
Yeah.
Nick doesn't want to appear as somebody, and he already does, like it or not, as somebody that eats his own friends for content, and he's not. He usually has a legitimate reason for going. Everybody, and I think with his friends, just like me, just like you, just like anybody, we look the other way. For some glaring character flaws. That people have. And I'm probably going to get accused of sweeping this because I'm like in a good place with Bowblax now, you know, and I just had a conversation with him, you know, it's kind of an emotional conversation with him recently. So it's kind of weird. Like, you know, I was all on the hate train, get rid of him, let's push him out of the community years ago. And like, all right, it feels the same way I feel with Tipster. Okay, it's just like, okay, now I told you his character, nobody believed me, you know? And I don't think Nick, what I want to stress here is I don't think Nick ever did anything dishonest. If he did do something or deliberately or with any kind of malice, it's just because he cared about him, you know. And then, you know, with me, Tipster, Bowblax, and all, we made a pretty good team. I think Willie can back me up on that. Yeah, we're the Goon Squad, man. We're pretty good at it, and you know, we did like is any kind of bad shit. I forgot about the
infamous Goon Squad.
Yeah, and you know, for any bad shit we all did, we also did a lot of good shit, like, you know, bringing things to the surface when it was more of a journalistic edge to what we did. I wouldn't say we're journalists by any stretch. With busting other YouTubers and stuff like that. And then, you know, it's like any kind of like relationship like that, or group or squad. They tend to, you know, people tend to break up, and I think. I want to save this for my own show, but
yeah, dude, I feel bad you're always going on my stream.
Yeah, why not? You've helped me out so many times.
Yeah, Chud, you little slut. How about you fucking
no,
give
Chud is send.
Tommy's out here just fucking.
Chud has sent people to my stream so many times that it's the least I can do.
Paying out to this guy.
Okay,
get something back,
anyway.
Tommy.
The point I was trying to make earlier is this, and I've thought about it more, and I've got a good point to make now. Okay, I think the thing is I do agree, and people are very quick to judge and be like, you know, and it's like, well, what about your friends? You probably sweat for your friends in your personal life, but I do think that there is a level of difference there if it's kind of public, and I think if you're gonna help your friend out and look the other way and help them out on something, you've got to accept that the audience is probably going to call you out for that and be critical. Sure. Right? I mean, I've definitely got connections from my past, like Demon Mama, that people will bring up and be like, you were friends with Demon Mama. And you just got to take it on the chin and go, yeah, in hindsight, maybe I'd have done it differently. But, you know, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Anyway, that's what
I give my opinion on the sweeping allegations?
Sure.
The main problem with, I mean, guys, I don't think a lot of people remember, like, how...
What's going on with my Discord?
And all those dudes left. So it's like kind of the people that have brought commentary back has been this like TommyC, Nick, Turkey Tom, Augie, me, like this group. So now that commentary is getting bigger again. It's sort of, yeah, there is kind of like a lopsided friendship thing there. And all that needs to happen is guys like you or Queeman or whoever the up and comers, they're going to be critical of us. And that's like the normal, the normal flow of thing of commentary died. Now the genre has a lot of growth in it, so people can come up, and there's going to be it'll balance out as there's more like money and more.
Well, I remember my big thing back in the day when I was up against the Englishman was you know, commentary is incestuous, and I think to some extent I don't think it was ever as extreme as those guys in England. Our crew got incestuous to some particular extent. My thing with this situation, I've been put in this situation, Kraut and T would probably be the best example for me. I think what you got to do, because I will not snake somebody.
My stream is perfect. I don't know what's going on with this call.
I know what you're saying, Chud. I know that, you know, at a certain point you can't just, but what you can do is just, you can abstain. You can say, like, I'm bowing out of this for obvious reasons. What do they call that when a judge steps away from the case because he has a connection to it? I forget the word for it.
When a conflict of interest.
It's just conflict of interest. I'm going to stay out of it. I obviously have some friendships here. I'm not saying gay. I've had to do that a few times over the days. But as far as, like, I don't believe in this situation where, you know, somebody has a bad take or somebody does something stupid that you are obligated as a commentator to ruin their career. And I think Nick feels the same way I do. And that's probably going to be shocking to a lot of people, considering how vicious Nick is known to be. I think if you go through this thing, like if I'm just sitting there waiting for Willie to screw up so I can make money on content, I mean, that's psychotic. I mean, it seems almost psychopathic to me. Now, there is a level, like there's somewhere in between. Like, you know, I'm a commentator. He's in the YouTube sphere. I have to criticize him at a certain point. But if I can't bring myself to do it, then I think you can kind of respectfully, I have to bow out of this one.
Right. There's literally nothing wrong with my connection.
I don't really think sweeping applies to Nick at all. Bitch about Augie to him, and Nick would say, no, he's...
Bro, okay. Wait. Guys.
The bright side...
Sorry, you need to turn your cameras off. There's some problem. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. Sorry. They're all gone.
Sorry, there's some weird thing with the connection. It's fucking it up. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's weird.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was having that too. I had no clue what was being said.
So I think there's I think there's something to be said for you can't just eat everybody alive when they fuck up. Now you might say that maybe Nick looked the other way too long until maybe it bit him in the ass. I could say that.
Here's what I think, dude. If people say some shit that's fucking wrong or I don't agree with, I'll say that it's wrong and I don't agree with it. Like the King of Nothing shit. I don't fucking hate that guy for it. I thought his video sucked. I didn't like it. I criticized it. It's cool. Like if Turkey Tom put out a fucking when he made his pyro video.
Yeah.
Right. What?
I think part of it depends on the person who's getting criticized.
If
they're gonna go ahead and overreact and take it personally, then
I've been critical of Turkey Tom for years when he was a teenager, including up until recently, like stuff like that. But I've never had a moment or a feeling where Tom wouldn't be my friend or we would somehow break up or not talk to him. But it's true. If you piss off Bowblax, then it's permanent, and he's gonna be the first to throw you under the bus. And I think he's kind of like that, and he's not so much been swept for, but people have looked the other way on stuff they wouldn't have looked the other way on other people. Tipster got a bunch of fucking breaks too, so I think it has again, I can't stress this enough. It has more to do with a healthy sense of loyalty rather than just having tunnel vision and just protecting your buddies.
Okay, sure, but then I guess I do see where you're coming from. I guess the concern would be that there's people that are like detractors or outside the community that make this exact criticism. These people look out for their own and all this stuff. Does that not validate some of their concerns and criticisms?
Yeah, but fuck them. See, I've never dealt with. I don't look at things. Yeah, it does. I don't look at things like that. I really don't. Like everybody says this, but I don't really give a shit what people think. When I stuck up for Kraut and T, despite how unpopular he was, and the pressure that there was a different word for sweeping back then. I just dealt with that. I was like, okay, I'm going to take that on the chin, and no, I'm going to stick up for this guy. He is my friend, and regardless of the fact that he's fucking up or making a fool of himself or something like that, that doesn't change, because I think it's a lot more snaky to throw your buddy under the bus because it's good optically. And I think Nick is one of those guys. He feels that way about him. Now, did he do it too long? Yeah, we can all argue that. Sure. I mean, I can say that about Augie too. And he's looked the other way on Bowblax and a million things. Bowblax, he was the wake up Instagram guy. And was completely, if you can listen to that tape with me, he's completely dishonest with me. He's not been particularly nice to me. The first chance he got with the whole Amory situation, which admittedly was my fuck up, he jumped on it. So you can't have it both ways. You can't have us commentators not be you want us not to be snakes, and at the same time you want to say you called so and so out, so you got to call this one out. There's got to be some kind of balance there, without just being a horrible human being. You can't have it. The audience can't have it both ways. Therefore, I don't give a fuck what a critic thinks. Make sense?
I mean, come on, Tommy, but the same people in the audience saying one thing, like people are being sneaky, is not the same people. Like we view the audience as like a single person that like
a hive mind when everyone's
That's true. Or let me be more specific. The people that would actually think that, and we've had people like that. Like the whole Crow's Redemption guy. They try to take care of. They try to make us look like hypocrites or attack our character because we would not criticize someone as harshly in our a friendship sphere that we would, let's say, somebody that was outside of it. I've been criticized for that before, and I just don't. I just say, okay, yeah, sure, fine, you're right. And just kind of take the piss out of the whole thing. But I'm not going to be what you want me to be. I'm not going to be a rat because you don't like Bowblax or you just want me to be somewhat consistent or less hypocritical. Call me a hypocrite. I don't give a fuck. I don't think I'll be perfectly honest with you. One of the reasons, this is the same thing with Tipster and me with Bowblax. I can't get that angry at him. I think he probably deserves all the criticism that he's getting right now, and then some. And I know some stuff behind the scenes where he absolutely deserves it. But I warned all you motherfuckers 5 years ago, and go fuck you if he fucks you over. I'm sorry. And then
actually, Tommy, according to a YouTube comment, I was the first. That's all I'm saying. I was before you.
It was on my stream.
Yeah, but you disagreed with me. You liked his comment ratioing me.
Oh, did I?
You did.
I didn't know that. Oh, I can't remember that.
Yeah. Who's spiking the football now, bitch?
Well, I remember there's a situation where Keemstar came in and he burned my shirt, one of my SFTP shirts. Obviously.
What? I don't know.
Do anything for clout. He's going to do anything for clout. I told all my friends that. They were like, it was just a joke. I was like, no, I saw something deeper there. It wasn't just burning my shirt. I don't give a fuck if he burns my shirt. It's just what he was willing to do to get Keemstar's attention because he was. John Swan, there's a million guys I have like that. So it's really difficult for me to get upset and want to bury Bowblax. Although I'm sure my show tonight, he'll see that as a backstab. When I've kind of warned you who he is.
Man, I can't understand anything.
I would have never.
Yeah, there's a problem. There's a problem. Let's everyone leave the call and come back. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Okay. Bro, what the fuck, dude?
Fucking Discord sweeping, dude.
So it's your end as well.
I went on a different server. That's what I did. So what's the last thing you heard
I guess the problem comes in though, is like that kind of if there's an admission there that your friends are going to get more grace, which is fine. It means that you can't really call other people out if they're giving cover to their friends.
No, I don't agree with that.
Of course you can call other people.
No, I don't agree with that at all. So it's like this. Let's say you got in a shoving match with your ex-wife and it became public. I'm not going to bury you. I'm not going to bury you. I'm going to go out publicly and say, I'm going to let the internet deal with that. I'm going to let the police deal with that. But I'm not going to sit there and throw this guy under the bus for a situation that I don't know 100% about. And you can call me a hypocrite. And and if fucking Mr. Beast does it and I have the police report, I'm going to make criticism accordingly. I'm not going to snake people like that. You can call me a hypocrite. That's fine, because if anything else, I'd just be a rat.
Dude, hold on. It's like, I don't even think it's fucking hypocritical though. Like, Chud,
I don't think it is either.
If fucking Hassan,
you're gonna be called a hypocrite is what I was saying.
Hold on. If Hassan does something wrong, right? Mm-hmm. And then Ludwig makes a video fucking defending him. Of course I'm gonna shit on Ludwig and Hassan, right? Because he did something wrong. I would, if Bowblax does something wrong, well, let's not use Bowblax as an example. Let's say TommyC does something wrong, right?
Okay.
If I just don't say anything because I feel like I'm compromised, I feel like I'm too close to the subject, that's okay. If Ludwig doesn't say anything, nobody goes and shits on Ludwig.
Oh, no,
right?
But hang on, wait. But that's the point. I don't have a problem with not speaking on every single thing that ever happens, particularly if you've got some concern or bias. But the problem is it's the defense. But then if you're taking action to defend a friend of yours, then it makes it difficult if someone else does it aggressively. I mean, dude, this is the problem. Is like, have we ever done that? I don't know off the top of my head the entire commentary law to point out a specific example right now. That would maybe satisfy the exact circumstances that we're discussing.
I'm sure it's happened. How about
it? Probably has happened.
If we go by your code, if we go by your code, we're rats. You're a rat.
I just disagree because wasn't Tipster like part of the Goon Squad or like fucking who's another person?
And he was loyal to until he
John
couldn't
Swan?
be loyal to anymore.
He got loads of cover
John...
repeatedly through different fucking
So
stories.
did John Swan. So did John Swan.
But I was at that guy's fucking throat though.
Yeah, you were, but other people weren't. Like TommyC can speak about this. Okay, if there's an acceptance that this is just like hypocritical to some degree, that's fine, I guess. I mean, I'm not like an anti-commentary person. I'm not sat here like, all these people.
No, I don't.
Snakes are retarded. Like, I'm not sat here like
Russians are paying Chud too. Were you in that? Are you mentioned in that fucking indictment?
Let's not get into that. I'm commentator 7, okay? But no, I'm not sat here like, you got, there's a lot of like, I see people on Twitter that are like, they're all eating each other. Commentary. I'm not like that. I don't fucking care that much about it.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
There's just a concern, I think, that there's some validation of some of these narratives where people
I'm
are like,
sure you're
looking out for your own. I think,
but if I was doing this, there's two ways to look at that. There's one way that we're being hypocritical. The other thing is we're just eating each other for content. I'd rather be seen as hypocritical than eating each other for content.
Wait, sorry.
I will eat all of you.
I mean, there's two ways to look at that. There's two ways to look at that. There's one way is we're eating each other for content, and the other way they're hypocrites. I would much rather be seen as a hypocrite than eating my friends for content.
Yeah, no, that is true. There is like a kind of schizophrenic criticism that it's like, I've seen this play out. Oh, look, everyone's eating each other. Now there's no content. But then when it doesn't happen, it's no one's calling anyone out. It's all they're all in a big group chat planning together. So yeah, I can see that definitely.
Well, the other thing too is like, I'll call Bowblax out tonight and it'll still be seen as like sweeping or something like that because I'm not angry or something like that. Or I didn't treat him the way I saw it treat Steve DeLeave or something like that. So because my heart's not in it, and if that's going to make me a hypocrite, I really don't. I mean, that's so nearsighted. If somebody would call me a hypocrite, I wouldn't even take them terribly seriously. I mean, it's like the idea that it has to be even, and it's subjective too. It's got to be even in all situations for everybody.
Tommy,
I find that ridiculous.
He's banging his table to make his point.
I'm banging my table. I do that because I'm.
See, I actually find this to be a very fun drama. I've been enjoying the shit out of it.
I got mixed emotions, like I do the tipster thing. So I mixed.
Yeah,
emotions.
I think.
And that's another thing. You're out of this. You didn't come up with this, Chud. So it's probably a lot easier for you. And by the way, I understand and respect that. So you're a lot more removed than we are.
I mean, the thing is, but the difference is, I think that if someone wanted to dredge up some old drama of mine, I mean, I don't have a problem with that, but I'm probably not going to autistically focus on what they're saying. I'm just, unless someone calls me a fucking full-blown pedophile or something, I don't know, I'm probably not going to care that much if people have got some criticisms from me for something I did 4 years ago, And I think that Bowblax's standard was, he was called manipulative. But no, I see what you're saying. It is easy looking from the outside in. I would probably have more of a difficulty if it personally involved me, sure.
He was, yeah, sure, and that's all I'm saying. Everybody's being human here, and I think like if you're gonna keep if everybody's gonna be thrown under the bus at all times. First of all, you're going nowhere as a commentator. I promise you. You have to have some kind of friends. You can't burn every bridge at a principle. I mean, it's like, what was that? I read The Onion did this. ACLU sticks up for skinheads' right to burn down ECLU headquarters. I mean, remember when the ACLU used to were the free speech squad? Yeah, they actually stuck up for the skinheads to burn down their headquarters. I mean, it's obviously satirical. It's ridiculous. And I find it just as ridiculous. And if it makes me a non-hypocrite to maybe go easier on a friend or abstain or drop out of the situation because I'm too close, so be it. I think you're crazy if you think that's the right way to be. I mean, personally. And, with being a commentator, you're always going to take a certain amount of criticism. You are a critic. You do have a target on your back when you've gotten somebody before or beat them in a debate or made a good video on them. If you can't take that, if you're just sitting there trying to balance so you don't look like a hypocrite or you don't look like, then I think you're kind of fucking a pussy, to be perfectly honest with you.
You're what?
I think you're a pussy if you're not willing. If you're walking around and making videos, if you're going to commentate, you're going to be a critic on people, right? And you are just balancing to get the perfect take that's uncriticizable. I don't find that impressive. I don't find that daring. I don't find that challenging. I don't think that's thoughtful. That's just, let's rewind to 2017. What did Colossal's Crazy say on the subject? I'll just make a video on that because I know it's safe. That doesn't impress me. That doesn't do anything for me at all. You know, so I'm not gonna call me a hypocrite, I guess. Sure.
I mean, I guess how I feel, like everything seems to be like rolling pretty naturally. Like all these newer people, like Lyrics or whatever, or in Queemen, are discovering the Bowblax lore. They're interested, they're criticizing, they want to make a video. I mean, this happens, like we do this to
Is that
people
what's
all
going
the
on?
time.
They're seeing what happened, and why did we bury him years ago? Is that what's being said? 'Cause
That's
I don't know.
that's
I'm
one
not,
line
I mean,
of kind
I
of
don't even
criticism.
feel like it's been that critical.
well, I'll tell you right now, he wasn't buried because of Augie and Nick, and he wasn't burying Augie and Nick because they were his friend and they wanted to give him second and third and fourth chances. That's what happened, and it wasn't because of any kind of financial thing or anything. None of them are making money at the time. It's because they cared about each other. And if you think that he's a hypocrite or less of a, or his credibility is I think you're a psychopath that just wants to see people get eaten alive.
I mean, yeah, I think
Like,
you know,
I think
at
this
least
is normal commentary stuff, and
sure.
I don't think it's.
I mean,
that
I just want to be
big of
clear,
a
you know,
problem.
I'm just having a conversation, throwing things out there, trying to make it a bit interesting, right?
I
I'm not
never-
sat here like we all know each other. I'm not like, no, we've got to fucking unveil
I
how
don't
a
know
fucking
you that
hypocrite
well,
everyone
Chud.
is.
You could be a psycho.
You challenge me all the time. You make fun of me all the time. I never fucking get mad. I never get upset. You're entitled to it. I mean, I like to think that I keep the same standard for my friends. I've been extremely critical of Tom over the years. I've never had a fucking problem. But the thing with Bowblax is it hurts him deeply, which means he probably doesn't belong in this business. But the reality is he is in the business. And I think a lot of people they're jumping on this. They're saying, why didn't we cancel him years ago? First of all, why do you want to be a part of Cancelable? Second of all, why is a good commentator being a fucking snake themselves? So we didn't snake Bowblax for being a snake. Okay, I guess that makes me a bad person. You know, I'll take it. Sure, whatever. And I got to be honest, I'm kind of safe from that criticism anyway because I did want to cancel him. You know, because I thought he would stab him. I'm famous for telling Augie that he'll stab you in the back one day.
I'm surprised, Tommy, you're getting any criticism because you've always.
I'm
had
not. I'm
Bowblax.
joining the conversation. I'm trying to
okay.
put a different perspective. I thought you were taking a little bit of a beating because, you know.
No, come on! I was definitely beating him. Chet, was I beating Chud?
No, you weren't.
Oh, is Chud beating me,
defensive.
dude?
You were a lot of I don't knows.
No, come
I don't
on.
think
Dude,
so.
look,
What are you
bro,
talking about? That's why I called in.
this is
What
very
the
gay.
fuck?
Okay, look, as far as I'm concerned, this isn't like a contentious thing. I'm just interested in hashing out a bit and trying to understand because you need to remember too, like this
That
stuff
is
with the
so
DMC.
funny.
What's funny?
Oh man, Chet's cracking me up, dude. They're just all such
Chat?
instigators. I love them.
Yeah, I know. My chat
That's
is very
my
vicious.
content.
They hate you,
They
mate.
want
Willie, they
content.
think you're a
Oh,
fucking
Tommy.
knobhead.
Oh,
be honest.
do you see that?
They bloody gee. When you're not here, you should see the things they say about you. It's terrible.
No.
But no. I just, I just think that because I do see like people like I guess outcasts of the community, and I follow some of them and see some of their posts, and like I don't agree with all their criticisms, especially when they talk about something they're just wrong about. But the point is there's some things they say, and you see this happen, and you're like. Okay, so they do kind of have a point that there is a bit of a, a goon squad, a boys club, and people get looked after until it's too much to bear, and they get rid of
The commentary
tipsters,
bros, dude.
Well, I mean, shouldn't you support somebody when they fuck up?
Yeah, but then I think that some people feel that there's like a level of, well, hang on a sec, you got rid of me for X reason, for this reason, and they feel hard done by.
Nick, if Bowblax was Hitler, Nick would definitely be Himmler in this situation.
Actually, I think he'd be Lord Horha, which was the Northern Irish. He was a North Irish propagandist that was executed by the English. That's who Nick would be.
And the thing is, some of these people are genuinely fucking psychotic, okay? And I look at them and like, fuck,
Yeah,
these
I
guys are
know.
nuts.
And then some of them on YouTube channels as well. We had a whole thing like this. Steve DeLeve, a guy named Sent, they saw a situation where there was some, I would even say slight hypocrisy, or where you got a story wrong with things, and that was their chance to become YouTubers. So when I see stuff like that, you may see it's like, okay, they have a point, and at some level they do. I see it as, oh, somebody's trying to get in. I see it completely different. Somebody's trying to get in, and they're trying to use us as hypocrites to say, hey, don't listen to those guys. Listen to me. I'm willing to go after my own friends. And if that's who you want to watch, go fucking right ahead. But perfectly honest, you ain't going to last long because you're a rat. You're a rat, and your own friends are going to turn on you. That's the way I see it. And, I've been here a long time. John Swan's gone. Bowblax may have bought his ticket out of here. And I've managed to maintain this, like Crows of Judgment. There's another guy, or Crows of Redemption, as I like to call him. I didn't play that fucking game with them. And I got plenty of criticism from them, but they turned out to be a much right. Oh, and what was my prediction on that, Willie? My prediction was they would all hate each other, and they did. They all hate each other. So I'll stick with my record of getting things right like 3 years ahead of time. And I said Bowblax would probably do this. I'm a little surprised because there was lulls in our relationship and there was lulls in his behavior. But for whatever reason, what's going on now is going now. But I think that might have to do with some outside mental stuff that's actually legitimate. But none of us are doctors and can say for sure.
Well, my understanding is the breaking point, I think, particularly for Nick, was this leaking of this private call. I think that was like, beyond reproach and not acceptable. So
it is uber retarded for sure.
It is. When Nick, let me speak situation. When Nick finally fucking put his foot down, then he was a bastard for picking on the autistic kid. There's a no-win situation here, and I'm not going to sit there and get into a heavy
Nick
debate.
Did not get that much hate for that. Are we like? I remember. Did he get two tweets?
He didn't get. No. You're judging it by hate within our circle. He got hate from outside, like from the plebs.
Because like
he
even
did get hate from
Ethan
plebs.
And all that like gave Nick or gave Bowblax shit when that happened.
Oh no, because you're looking at it from our perspective. You're not looking at it from a fan's perspective.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, maybe I don't understand.
Yeah, I think sometimes really you're coming at this from the perspective of like an esteemed content creator such as you are, okay? You're not thinking about the plebs in the peanut gallery, right? And I speak for the people sometimes, okay? Unlike you.
Get the fuck out of here. You're one of us now, you bitch.
Are the
You can
peanut
pretend all you
gallery,
want.
fucking rat. This fucking goddamn.
But yeah,
So,
I just, I mean, look, I'm not going to sit here and defend, some schizo that's completely nuts about commentary 24/7. But, I'm just.
No, you are the schizo.
Bro,
I'm
come
understanding
on.
this dynamic,
dude. I can show you a bunch of schizos crazier than me. But, it's just the element of like people looking at it and being a bit like, oh, that's a bit shit that this is happening or that's happening. That's all I'm trying to point out. And as long as we agree that like, I mean, I don't know if the hypocrite word, but there's some criticism that's probably valid. And
probably.
Yeah, that's it really.
Let it be valid. Somebody wrote in the chat, Tommy's old status quo, I'm over it. Well, one of the reasons I'm over it is because I raised these issues before. And when they weren't taken seriously, I had two choices. Be bitter and break off with everybody for not taking my side like a fucking woman, or deal with it and work with Bowblax because now he's your colleague. I didn't want Bowblax to be my colleague. He ended up being my colleague. One of the reasons that he had Twitterverses is because my relationship with Scrubby, and we were all sitting there, and Scrubby, who gave me 10,000 ideas, probably the Twitterverses idea, and I was like, nah, I don't think that would work for me now. And Bowblax like, I'll take it, and he ran with it.
Everyone who disagrees with us is definitely acting like a big woman. I agree.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Tommy's on estrogen. I'm on estrogen. I'm over it. I'm 5 years away from this stuff. I raised all these questions. I said all my stuff. I even said I think he should be cut fucking off. I can go look at my work on Instagram. Wake up when I absolutely ruined that fucking guy. I've done everything. If you can't take it after that, I have to go on. I can sit there and Steve DeLeve or fucking send my way out of a commentary career, or I could say, you know what, got it. It didn't land. I got ratioed. All right, you're the motherfuckers that ratioed me, you in the crowd. So hey,
dude,
now you got Bowblax.
Right. Don't worry about chat. Why is everyone getting one guy? What's going on? That's my job anyway. No, listen. So sorry, just to clarify, the Bowblax destruction that you engaged in. What was that over? The DMCA or this Instagram shit that happened?
It was Instagram. That was a big one actually.
Instagram wake up, yeah. We kind of caught Augie and Bowblax
trying the beginning of their careers
bust a pedophile ring, very very beginning of their careers, and Nick's the one that actually caught it as usual, and they realized that they did not cross all their T's and their dotted their I's in this situation. Now Augie tapped out and took responsibility, but Bowblax, as Bowblax does, doubled, tripled, quadrupled down, and if that didn't cancel him right there and then, I don't know what was going to. I don't know what was going on. You can go watch that. I mean, I clipped the whole fucking thing. It's hysterical. And nobody could say I was being easy on him. But how, like, I'm not one of these people that I'm not going to carry anger on for years on end out of what principle?
The one thing I do wonder, Chud, a little bit, and correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm misrepresenting you, but if somebody does something wrong and they get a lot of shit, and then they apologize or time passes or whatever, and then they don't still get shit for that, like, why is that? I don't. Is that
redemption's for? I almost said.
Well, hang on a sec. I think the problem in this exact case is that people have been commenting. I mean, I've commented, but he's not really mentioned me. It's mainly Lerix that is the target of his ire. But Lerix has done streams criticizing his behavior over the DMCA stuff, and Bowblax has responded to it on Twitter, and it's led to this kind of spiral. And it's like, it's almost like
no,
you can't
but
take
when
the L even
when
now.
you're saying like people aren't like there's a boys club, it's like I feel like all this time this shit's been called out, called out. It's been from the boys club, which has been Tommy and Nick and Augie. So I guess what I'm wondering, is it because they forgive him? Is that why?
I'll tell you why they want to be in the boys club. That's where
I'm
a lot
trying to
of this comes
understand where
from.
Chud's coming from with this.
I mean, the thing is for me, I would not even be talking about this now if not for Bowblax's kind of spiral about it. And it's just the idea. And the reason this is kind of blown up for me is like, well, Nick was right at the time to criticize him, and apparently he got a lot of shit for that. I think that's fucked.
I don't
and there's
think that's true.
Well, I mean, let him finish. Let him finish.
You know, and it's like, okay, so that happened. It is what it is. But, you know, I've talked about it. I'm probably not going to fucking talk on this again because who cares, right? But then I noticed that Bowblax is like melting down about it. And in that meltdown, right, he, he kind of like couldn't just say, do you know what, guys, I was really wrong about that. You know, say your piece and move on.
He never does.
No, he can't.
He was like tweeting about it, and he was going like, "Oh, but Lerix called me manipulative, and I'm not manipulative. Doesn't this? This
is not a good look.
You know what it is? You're new. You're new here. You're new around here, and that therein lies the problem. That's literally happened 1,000 fucking times. So I have two choices: live with it, or scream into the wind, and everybody can call me an old man that yells at clouds. I have to move on eventually. You know, I did all this. I pointed the hypocrisy out.
We haven't even climaxed this drama yet, though. There's going to be a whole stream tonight. Like, I'm pumped for it. I'll be fucking watching. I got a notification on for it, dude.
Okay, it's been spoiled already on this very stream by Smaggle but apparently Bowblax is doing a pre-recorded video and reacting to his own video.
That's funny.
Okay.
God. And it's not like look, if I was closer with Bowblax, I'd take him aside, and I know some other people have, and I would say, stop doing this, cut your fucking losses. That's like, he's not going to do that. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, this is the point.
Yesterday, and he just sounds like it's not that serious, so it's super fucking weird to see like the different perspectives on how serious this drama is.
Hey, Connor, how many times can I be fucking right, Connor? I mean, yeah, I've already done this, and you guys, wow, you didn't listen to me.
My name's Willy, dude.
In 2019, you know?
He's talking to chat again. The thing is, Willy, I also want to be clear. You know, I'm not looking for like an outcome here. In fact, I've been neutral to Bowblax throughout this largely. You know, it was just it's Bowblax's response that leads to more drama, kind of facilitating off of this.
God, how long has this drama been going on? Because you guys all talk like you're so worn out by it. Like I'm sitting here like fresh. I'm just found out about
but you're
this
just watching
night.
for the sidelines, like you're watching a football match, and we're all running about, you know?
Oh, what are you in the trenches? I mean, come on, what are we saying here? You're on the sidelines too.
To be honest, I'm having a laugh. I'm just having a laugh at the whole thing. Well, no, I mean, to be fair, I'm facilitating the conversations. That's quite a challenging thing to do. My social batteries are drained, dude.
I think the people that you think are making points are really trying to edge their way into our community, or at least get clout off the fact that we're a bunch of hypocrites so they can start their own channel, right? Well, there's some truth that, and I'll openly admit it, that Nick and maybe myself after the fact, and Willie and other people have looked the other way with some of Bowblax, and he definitely would have got a different treatment from somewhere else. I can openly admit that. I would never deny that if I was asked this 2 years ago. But I think what you're doing is you're getting. This just reminds me of the Sens and Crow's Redemption. They have a point, and they're trying to build that point into a fucking career because they don't have much of a platform themselves. And that's the best way to get a platform. One of the biggest reasons.
Wait, are you saying that I'm doing that? I got a sec. Wait.
No. I think you're looking. I think the people that you are listening to definitely are.
No,
well, just to be clear,
now I think you're doing that, and Queen Man, and who else is coming up? Who else is coming up, dude? I'm gonna cut down.
Dude,
I don't even know who's fucking doing it. But here's the thing: I've done this for so long. I guarantee you that's the case.
Yeah, and also to be clear, like, I'm not like listening to anyone in particular. I'm not sat there at like some failed commentary channel being like, oh, what is this person saying? I agree with them. I'm just highlighting that not just them, but there's viewers and stuff that do have a point to make and point out. And as long as that's accepted, it's not any skin off my nose. It's like, yeah, sure. Okay,
Point
cool.
taken. Fuck off. I mean, really.
That wasn't aimed at me, was it? Just to be clear.
No.
Okay.
It's aimed to the people that you're talking about. I've never aimed any of this conversation at you direct. You're asking questions. They got a motive. I don't think you have a motive outside of making a show. Right, I wouldn't be talking to you right now if I thought you were that way. But I mean, that's why, like, I've learned to filter those people out, and you're new here, and you're doing great. You're killing it.
Thanks,
you know.
I mean,
okay, you're killing it. You've done better for me from the start, dude. Have I ever got jealous? Have I ever fucking tried to undercut you?
Right.
Have I ever secretly said, that fucking guy is a really bad guy, stupid fucking that goddamn limey. I don't know why you listen to him. I don't do that, man. I'm not that way. And if you want me to be that way, I don't want to be that way, but I'm not going to sit there and do that for my audience. I got to look myself in the mirror. I got to sleep at night, not you. So fine. I'm keep doing things.
I'm mad at Chud because he backstabbed Mudahar.
Oh, give me a fucking break, dude. Come on, we're not going to talk about that, are we? Dude, listen, I was a bit heated. It was a bit heated, but that's so racist. Okay.
Funny.
What did you do to Mudahar?
He did nothing wrong. He did nothing.
Oh my god, that is so exonerating.
I think he got like some comments about it, dude. And there was a solid week where every time I tuned in, he'd be like, "God damn, this is bullshit." He he said one thing on my stream and another on Twitter. It was so funny.
Another thing too, it always seems to be very easy to jump on the bandwagon. It's easy to fucking gain clout over there. And I mean, I suppose I could do that, but I gotta sleep at night, so I'm not gonna do it, and you're not gonna make me. If Medicare couldn't make me do it, you can. So there you go.
What was the Medicare beef you had?
Oh man, I had a beef with Medicare. It was in Medicare video, for Christ's sakes. So if you can't lean on me for not throwing Kraut and tea under the bus. Yeah, I did. I did. That's why it was so weird being on the stream with him, because I actually have a lot of respect for his commentary ability. But no, if you couldn't make me throw Kraut and tea in the bus, you're not going to make me throw anybody on the bus that I don't feel like. And when I throw somebody on the bus, you know that I've decided I could sleep at night over it. So, and you're not going to make me be the other way. I've done pretty well for a long period of time. I've never held consistently 1,000 people like Chud have, and I have never gotten as big as Nick DiOrio, but I'm still fucking here, and I can sleep at night, and I don't feel like a rat, and I don't have too many people in Discords telling people I'm a rat.
Someone in the comments says Tommy is the bus.
Well, remember when Nerd City was saying that I was manipulating Nick and Augie, because I was a little bigger than both of them at the time. I was manipulating Nick and Augie to kind of share narratives that I had, and we were working against him with his whole paranoia that he was first showing back then. Hey, we gave him the benefit of the doubt for a long time too.
You guys were really nice to him for ever.
Yeah, sure. And sometimes it doesn't work. I think Bowblax should tank his lucky stars. I don't understand for a minute why Tipster was so angry, because everybody went out of his fucking way. I got a direct nasty. This guy was making fun of my family and shit, and I looked the other way. So I just decided, do I want to have friends or do I want to be bitter? I decided friends. So whatever.
And
somebody more principled than me can throw their fucking friends under the bus. Be my guest. Sure. But I think I have a reputation for being pretty principled, and I'll stick with that.
Sure. I just don't want people to be thinking I'm like, I'm going to destroy commentary. Fuck these guys. I get on with a lot of you.
You're asking legitimate questions.
Based.
Thank you. Okay.
So they aren't, dude.
Stop worrying so much. Don't worry. I'm not going to be mad at you. Whatever. I mean, part of this, too, is the content. You're supposed to challenge people. I don't think that I've never not challenged Willie or Tom or even Nick, for that matter. I've made criticism of all these guys.
I'm just in such a shitter mood right now. Don't you guys want to go get a beer or some shit?
I'd love to. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to...
How far are you from London? I used to go to London every October, but I don't think I could do it this year because we just bought
We'll talk about that privately, mate. Yeah, I don't want to dox myself. The people will figure it out with like a map.
It's fucking London. The biggest city it's the biggest city in Europe.
I can't believe they even let you anywhere near a city.
Me?
No, fucking Chud, dude. This guy's an animal.
What, dude? I've been to London repeatedly. They're cool with me there. They like me there. Although there's a few too many brown faces for my liking, but let's not get political.
What the fuck, dude?
Hey man, I gotta put my show together.
Okay.
And I actually got to flesh it because I know all the behind the scenes stuff, but I don't know what's public. So I got to put it out, and I'll have an opinion on Bowblax.
You said that.
What?
Not you, Tommy. Chud. I can't believe you said that.
It's a joke.
Dude, chill out.
He's
Don't
a
you like
joke.
jokes?
He's an
I'm
old school '90s liberal. He's not one of these woke jerk offs. He can make a crack like that. He used to be able to do that. Even lefties could do that at one point.
Okay, anyway, listen, it's all good, right? Willie's found out about my racism, so I look forward to my
talked to
expose
Destiny,
video.
dude. None of that's allowed anymore.
Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a video on what a racist you are, so I don't look like such a hypocrite, Chud.
No, Bowblax may have copyright struck somebody, but at least he's not a racist.
That's true. That's true. Well, actually, wait. I can send you a song that just proves that. Do you know he did a song about Black Lives Matter that features the N-word?
I don't think that's
repeatedly.
a racist song.
I forgot about that.
I can make an argument that it's not a racist song. I think
That is such a good response.
You know, that was made. Most people think that was like made recently. That was made before any of us knew anybody. That was made.
Well, that was made before the BLM stuff kicked off in 2020.
It was the first,
like the first round.
What was the one? The one that happened near Huffman's house, who's turning 30 years old today, by the way. In St. Louis, Ferguson. That's where the first time I heard Black Lives Matter, and that's when he made the song. And by the way, he was a teenager when he made that, I think. So how old is he now? How old is he now? 17 or 27? So he's 17 when he made it. If that happened in 2013, 2014, he was 16, 17 years old when he made that. So, you know, I don't find that racist. I just find it the dumb musings of a teenage boy, you know. I don't think Bowblax hates anybody for their skin. I think he hates if you have more subs and clout.
Decided on that. He might.
That's what Bowblax hates. Bowblax hates if you have more respect than him. Bowblax hates if you have more subs than him. Bowblax hates if you're not submissive to him. That's what Bowblax hates.
I'm not agreeing with any of that. I'm undecided on all of those
you know what? Fucking Chud's right. You're a sweeping pussy. How about that? I'll say that.
Dude, give me the fucking broom, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna suck up the chat now. I'm gonna do it over. I'm gonna do it on your back, Willie Mac.
I liked it when I was doing it more.
The Willie Sweep Show.
You comment cop.
Yeah. All right, guys, I gotta go. All the best, and I'll be starting in about 40 minutes. Take care, everyone.
All right.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Chud, I was just being a little shitter today. I just wanted to come in and shoot the shit.
No, it's been fun. Pleasure as always, mate. I'll see you soon.
Been fun. Goodbye. Hey, chat. Who won the debate though between me and Chud? For real.
Okay, get out of here. That's not happening.
I've seen a lot of Willies.
Bye.
Right,
It wasn't even meant to be a debate, dude. It was a conversation. Jesus Christ. These debate perverts are getting out of hand. Willie did win. Willie won. The Willie was the winner, I must say. Willie won. Willie won. Smaggle won. Smaggle won. I won. Look at all the content we've had today. Bro, I feel like we've had every single person you would want on stream to talk about this. It's fucking crazy, dude. Oh, damn. Been a crazy day.